I mean, it only took me meeting them yesterday to realize, oh, I think we have another hit on our hands. I mean, this is a cast of characters.
It is.
Vanderpump Villa is a curated luxury experience. It's not just a hotel, it's a fantasy. All my staff has to do is execute my wishes.
I didn't look for people thinking, oh, I'm casting a show. I looked for people that were really good at their job.
Okay.
So I took, you know, 2 of my housekeepers. They'd had great experience.
Yes.
I had a great few servers. Some had worked for me. I had the manager of the chateau, not the manager of the staff. He'd worked for me. So I had a lot of people with great experience. And my chef is off the hook.
Oh my gosh, so you weren't casting like the next Tom Sandoval, the next Jax, the Stassi?
No, but you have to remember that was authentic too. They
That's true.
authentically worked for me.
That's
For
true.
me to try and back up a show and the authenticity of a show is too difficult. They actually had to be able to do the jobs that I required. So they're all very well qualified. Whether they choose to show me that or show our guests or not is another
Still
question.
though, Lisa, you know, we've seen on Housewives and on Vanderpump Rules that a lot goes down at vacations and dinners.
Your behavior's not okay.
Really?
Yeah, it's not okay.
Why don't you have a piece of bread and maybe you'll calm down a little?
It's not the same thing. This was your best friend.
And there's
You're
that.
sick. Sitting there talking to her like you've been him.
How would you compare the drama that we've seen on Housewives and Vanderpump Rules to Vanderpump Villa?
I can never compare 2 shows. That's like saying, how can we compare Vanderpump Rules to Housewives? They're so uniquely different and bring something so different. I think Vanderpump Villa is definitely got a very different energy about it. Also, it's much more immersive. When you put people living together, you have that kind of 24/7, you know, eyes on them.
Right.
So
I hear them mic'd all the time.
yeah, that was very different. But also bringing guests into it. It's not just about the same group of people with things changing.
Yeah.
You know, as I say, I've had a lot of young employees work for me, but the Chateau Rosabelle experience was an experience second to none.
Sure.
We wanted to cross that line between being formal service, but still entertaining the guests.
Absolutely.
So my, I don't like to say cast, but my
staff?
my staff,
staff.
yeah, my staff really knew how to have a good time.
I can tell.
But they also had to do the job.
I can tell because even talking with them, they made the interviews fun. I mean, they
Yeah.
are entertaining.
Yeah.
They're very
Well,
entertaining.
entertaining isn't always the word I would use because frustrating might be more accurate.
That's fair. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
This is a business. I don't know what you think we're doing here, but I'm telling you now, this could actually take the whole thing down.
You know, obviously you have a knack for business, but you also have a flair for TV. You are a brilliant producer, and here we are now international. I mean, we're in the south of France, so how did this opportunity come about?
I did live in France for quite a few years, and now I've come to my life, you know, a time in my life when I look for real passion projects. Of course, they've got to be business smart, you know, they've got to make sense. And I was looking at this chateau for quite a while, wanting to buy it, thinking, you know, but what could I do with it? I thought, wouldn't it be magical to have this boutique hotel? But I wasn't ready to pull the trigger.
I mean, wow, it's one thing to want to start a new business, it's another thing to film it, right, for a TV show.
I mean, and you see some of the mistakes we've made. We didn't make so many mistakes in terms of, it was a bit of a push and pull right at the beginning, like trying to get the right hand to know what the left hand's doing. But what was challenging was bringing a whole new set of staff. So I was smart with that.
You know, you've become this mother figure to these cast members, you know? I mean, were you stressed at all about adding more
Was
young
I
people to
stressed
your
at
plate?
all? That's the understatement of the year.
We don't offer a massage service here.
You don't need to tip me, darling. Don't worry.
I nearly went into cardiac arrest on so many.
I bet.
Yes, the second week I thought, oh,
What did I do?
what have I done?
Yeah.
I was like, this is just too much. And I think I actually didn't lose my mind, but yeah, kind of near the beginning, I thought, oh, this I've taken off a lot more than I can chew. But yeah, then we had some good moments, and then my confidence was restored.
together.
But it's a very beautiful show. It's
in a
like,
gorgeous setting.
yeah,
I mean-
and we have some lovely guests with unique experiences, and it's very kind of bespoke, so it speaks to so many things that I love doing. The entertaining, the flowers, the service.
And a great ambiance. I mean, every Lisa
Yeah.
Vanderpump business has some fantastic ambiance. I mean, we're sitting underneath the chandelier right now.
We see some beautiful dinners, some beautiful tablescapes, all carefully kind of curated. And then we see some naughty little minxes.
There's a fine line between being professional and too personal.
Flirting and sexiness is an essential part of any service job. It doesn't need to be so strict.
One thing that's really surprised me is the feel-good factor that this show has, and some of the stories we've covered and the beauty of the show. It is a reality show that is unique, and I think it's different to anything else you'll see.
I love it.
And just in terms of the visuals as well, it's actually going to be very hard for me to leave.
And you're on Hulu. I'm thinking we need to get a Kardashians crossover. I mean,
Oh,
right?
Lordy, they
Could you
would-
handle
no,
that?
No. Mind you, I've handled this lot. That actually might be a walk in the park.
Could you imagine? I'm just saying, let's get them into the chateau.
Oh yeah, well I'm a great fan of theirs. I think
course.
they've done an incredible job,
Yes.
but no, I don't think Chateau Roosevelt is ready.
And not to add more stress, but do you think the
I've
chateau...
had a lot of fun doing it
Have
as
you had
well.
fun?
Yeah, if you said would I do it again here, repeat the whole thing, yes.
Yes.
I think the feel-good factor and the beauty, that made me very happy.
Do you think you could ever host Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip here?
No.
No. Okay, that's what I thought. If you
Never.
could pick one city of the franchise
No.
to host, none.
No.
I think you're a smart lady. I think you really are.
No,
How have
that
you
chapter is very much closed in my life.
You're
I said that when I walked away.
You know better now, huh?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. How have you prepared the staff for, this level of fame that could happen if this show takes on?
I don't really think that there's any preparation.
Sure.
I can talk from my own experience, which I think really resonates because I'm talking to them not just as a producer, but as somebody that's done something like 500 episodes of reality television. There's the amazing bits, there's the privileges, but there's also, it can be very invasive, like when you're putting your whole life out there. So we really talk to people about, your story is unique, each and every one of you. And in fact, I just had a conversation there when somebody was like, Lisa, I need your advice. And I say, well, it has to be on camera, everything. I can't show half the story. So they do put their lives out there, and that, you got to know you want to do it if you're going to do it.
I was going to say, I got the consensus from most that they knew what they signed up for, and then that they've been leaning
Not
on
all
you
of
for
them.
support. Really?
We had a couple of moments. We had a couple of big meltdowns.
Sure. You know what? We're human, right?
Yeah.
Like, we are human. We are human.
Yeah.
What is Lisa Vanderpump like on vacation?
This wasn't a vacation.
I
Don't
know.
get this twisted.
That's why I'm asking.
Well, it's hard for me to be on vacation, actually.
You're always
because,
working?
Yes, it's like now I'm opening another restaurant. So I have two in Vegas. We've designed a beautiful restaurant in Lake Tahoe.
Okay.
Very, very excited
So there's
about
no
that. You've got to come to
vacation
the opening.
Please.
But, I love working. I'm one of those people that I love what I do. So this has
You
been...
make it look easy.
But I'm the person, I like to get my hands into everything. So I like to go to the flower market and do the flowers and be in my overalls and enjoy those moments.
Including their
as well.
uniforms too, right?
Yeah.
You help design and figure out the
we
aesthetic
like,
for that too.
yeah. Oh, everything, yeah. Aesthetics, I think you can honestly say I'm a freak, a control freak.